Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. We are back. Welcome to the Clever Girl Finance Weekly live call here on YouTube. We do this call every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Bola Shokumbi. I'm the founder and CEO of Clever Girl Finance. We're an online financial education and empowerment media company. And we have a platform that's completely free. We offer over 30 plus completely free courses. And as I mentioned, we do this live call every week. And my amazing co host, Yazmir, is going to introduce herself.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm Yazmir, one of the content creators for Team Clever Girl Finance, joining you from New York City.
Yeah, so we are excited to be here. And as you are coming on in, please tell us where you are joining from. I see 13 Wolfies. Hello. I see Dahlia. Hi. Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about setting goals, right? So we're still on that wave of goal setting. If you didn't catch our 2023 goal setting session on choosing to prosper, you can find it on our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/clevergirlfinance and click on live, and you will see that goal setting session. But we're talking about today ideas to set goals for each month so that we can stay motivated as we continue to move through the year with setting our goals and also achieving our goals. But before we get into it, I just wanted to share with you guys, as usual, the Clever Girl Financial. Already picked up a copy of the book, please do. There are 4 books from Clever Girl Finance. There's our first book, Ditch Debt, Save Money, and Build Real Wealth. This is the foundational book. There is the investing book called Grow Your Money. There is the Side Hustle Guide, and then my most recent book, which you can see behind me as well, Choosing to Prosper. And then I don't know if I shared this on this channel yet, but we do have Clever Girl Finance Book One in Indonesian, which is so cool. So you can find these books everywhere books are sold, and you can also ask your local library to order them. They're available as ebooks, audiobooks, and you can get them as physical copies as well. So we would appreciate your support. Okay, so let's get into the topic. And hi, I see more people. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Cindy. It's your first live. Welcome. We are so excited to have you here. Okay, so let's get into our topic.
Yes, so as Bola mentioned today, our topic is new month, new goals. And we're going to talk about ideas on how to set goals each month. So each month you can set goals that are going to be connected to a bigger goal. And that helps you and all of us keep motivated. In a recent article by Psychology Today, and I have to read the quote. Efficient goal pursuit entails breaking down goals into sub goals, steps, or components. So it's just taking that big goal and breaking it apart. And this will improve your chances of achieving your goal. And so the theme about picking, or the idea about picking a different theme each month comes from the book The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. So today we're gonna talk about some categories that you can try and some ideas for them.
Yeah, so I love the idea of, because we all set big goals. And what happens is that we set these big goals and we focus on the big goal. And then when things are not happening as planned or our progress is slower, we start to feel demotivated, uninspired, sometimes upset because we're not achieving our goals. And I love the idea of taking our big goal and breaking that down into smaller chunks and subsets, which, as you mentioned, the article from Psychology Today actually proved that this was a valid method. And I did a video, I think last week on, or 2 weeks ago, on the YouTube channel on setting mini goals. So basically, you take your big goal and then you break it down into smaller chunks. So what can you do every month towards that big annual goal? What can you do every 2 weeks towards that monthly goal? What can you do every day towards your weekly goal? So take your big goals and then break them down into smaller chunks, right? Andrea said when you have those big goals, you feel defeated and then we quit. So we want to have big goals. We want to have those aspirational goals, but then how do we achieve them? We take that big goal and we divide it into smaller chunks, and then we work towards our smaller chunks. And that way we can stay motivated and excited. And then you mentioned the Happiness Project, the book from Gretchen Rubin. And I love the idea of having a theme for your goals for each month. That is so great. So I guess we can talk about that more, but that's just it's a different way of thinking about your goals so you don't get bored, so you don't get demotivated, so you don't start to lose inspiration. Because what happens is January, everybody's excited about new year, new me, new goals. This is going to be the year. But then studies show that by March, most people have basically thrown their resolutions and their goals out the window. And it could be a number of factors, right? They realize that it's hard. Yes. Things are not moving as they planned. They get demotivated. Spring is here. YOLO.
Yeah.
And so having those categories is a great way to stay excited. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Dahlia.
Alrighty, so we can get into just some ideas for like your goals and like how to break them down. So the first one is new month, new goal for your finances. So a new month is a great time to begin working on your goals. Getting your financial life in order impacts nearly every aspect of your life, so it's worth re-evaluating to make improvements. So you can pick a month where you're going to focus on getting out of debt, another to build your emergency fund. The next, it could be saving money to do something fun. Another month, you're going to focus on planning on your retirement. And then in another month, you'll learn how to invest. And in 1 year, you make significant improvements in all these categories.
Yeah, so I love the idea of picking finances as a section. So you have all these different goals. We all have different goals that go beyond our money, but we pick finances as a section. And then every month we decide we're going to focus on one area. It doesn't mean that you stop focusing on the other areas of your finances. It just means that maybe you set up those other areas that they're churning along in the background, but this particular category, you focus on it for this month. So for example, you may not have already set up a debt repayment plan, but you know you want to get out of debt. And so maybe this month you really sit down and create your debt repayment plan. You set up your accounts, you go through your interest rates, and you have that set so that it can now start to turn along throughout the year. You make your payments, you make your extra payments, and then next month you can say, okay, let me sit down and really look at my emergency savings. Have I saved enough? Do I have any savings? Do I need to adjust my budget to accommodate saving more, right? Do I need to expand my savings because I'm having a baby, I'm buying a house? You really narrow down on your emergency savings while your debt repayment is going along. And then the following month, you say, you know what? I want to take a vacation. Where am I going to go? Who am I going to go with? How long is the vacation going to last? You determine the cost, and then you set up the account, start saving for the vacation. So every month you do something, you select a focus area in that category of finances that you focus on, and you just take action on while your other financial goals and things are going on in the background. And that's one way to just stay excited about your finances and also not overwhelm yourself with trying to do everything in that 1 month. Uh, Create your debt plan, create your emergency plan, save for vacation, create your retirement plan, create your invest. It can be overwhelming. So it's okay to pace yourself. I think sometimes, especially when you think about finances, there is the expectation that you need to have all the plans set now, and that can sometimes even too much planning can be the roadblock in your planning because you get overwhelmed and you don't take action.
Mhm. So let's say you don't want to focus on your finances, you want to focus on your health. It's like the saying goes, your health is your wealth. I think that's how the saying goes.
Yes, your health is your wealth because outside of, I mean, if you don't have health, forget about money. You can't go to work, you can't pursue your goals. Like your health is your number one priority when you're prioritizing like life matters. For me, it's like God, then health,
Yes.
because if you're not healthy, you can't work, you can't make money, you can't pursue your goals, you can't. Yeah, so health is a big one that we take for granted sometimes.
Yes, yes, we do, especially if we're healthy. But for those that want to make improvements in health, this can be daunting. I used to work at a gym, so we knew every January the gym would be packed, and then by mid-February, like
It does.
it was just, where did the people go? But it just goes to show that people just make these goals, but they're not being specific. Like, how am I going to achieve this goal? So for the health, you want to do more exercising, but then that your diet goes with that too. They go hand in hand. So for each month you'll pick something. So let's say like for the first 3 months, you're gonna work on your fitness. So you're gonna start with moving more every day. Then the next month you can focus on using a step tracker to see how much movement you're making, and then try a new exercise the following month. So you don't have to like, those people at the gym like sign up for a gym membership.
A
Um,
personal trainer every day.
yeah, and then like not like setting up that not breaking up that goal. So that's one. And then of course the eating habits go hand in hand. So you want to for the first month monitor how the foods make you feel. The next month, you're gonna focus on learning about new eating plans, and then the following month, you can try a different way of eating. So you might want to try like eating vegetarian or vegan, and see what works and what not, and what doesn't work for
Yeah,
you.
Esther's doing no meat in 2023, I think. So yeah, I think, when it comes to like the health, so setting goals for your health, I think you have to set them where they fit into your lifestyle, right? Um, for example, you may have a busy lifestyle, you may have young kids, you may have a really long commute. Can you really commit to 2 hours every day in the gym? Is that realistic, right? Because a lot of people go into the gym and they're like, we're going to go with a personal trainer every day. We're going to work out for 2 hours every day. And they realize that this is so unrealistic. First of all, I don't want to. Second of all, I ain't got time for this. So you want to fit it into your lifestyle and starting small, like paying attention. Awareness is so important when it comes to health so that you know specifically what impactful changes you can make, especially if you're limited with time. So are you moving around enough? A lot of us have smartwatches or Fitbits that can help us. Even just having your smartphone in your pocket tracks your steps. You don't need to go out and buy a whole new fancy watch or whatever. Your phone tracks your steps if you have a health app. So you can look at that for a couple of days. Say, wait a minute, I actually thought I was making a lot of steps, but I'm not. That's one area I want to change, right? And then you can focus on that for that week, for that month to start to track your steps. Or you know what? I do not have 1 hour, 2 hours to work in a day, but I actually did my annual physical sometime late last year, and my doctor said that 20 to 30 minutes 3 times a week is actually sufficient as long as I'm being intentional about moving. He's like, even if I have 10 minutes to do every day, that's fine, as long as I'm being intentional about moving. So let go of those, the gym, the people you see that make you feel guilty for not going to the gym. There's so many of
Yeah.
them on social media, on YouTube, and just focus on, okay, 10 minutes a day of brisk walking, of a quick workout, is better than doing nothing, right? And then you can just focus, okay, I've got my steps on lockdown from last month, and then this month I'm going to focus on doing short exercises. And I'm just going to shout out Grow with Joe on YouTube. I don't know her, but I love her workouts. She's a woman of color. Her workouts are so fun and they are low impact. There's no floor exercises. It's not painful. Grow with Joe, you guys need to check her out. Um, and then when it comes to food, right, the other thing is, like you said, Yasmin, identifying how does food, if you want to improve your eating habits, maybe you want to lose weight or you just want to eat healthier, whatever it is, that's, all of these goals are personal to you. But maybe you start by saying, wait, how do I feel after I eat XYZ, right? There's certain foods that I love, but when I eat them too much, I start to feel not so great about myself because I know that I overdid it. So start to observe that, right? Real naturalist said having a food journal can be helpful. So like making small steps, but then focusing this week, this month, this is where I want to focus on. And once you now integrate the other things into your lifestyle, it's easier to then focus on other things. So I want to improve my steps. I focus on that for a month. I build that into my habit, into my process, into my consistency. I'm doing that. So I know every day I'm taking those steps. The next thing I want to do is come up with an exercise routine. Okay, I figured out that I have 10 minutes a day. So I'm going to do walking, or I don't know, weights or something for 10 minutes a day or 3 times a week. I got that on lockdown. I build that into my routine, into my habits. And I focus on, okay, I really want to start adjusting how I eat. Maybe I want to start meal planning. So the next month, you then focus on meal planning. So you want to build things into your routine so that they become second nature to you. The same way you get up, you brush your teeth, you take a shower, you comb your hair. Those are things that take a few minutes a day. What's an extra 10 minutes to do a quick workout once you've built that consistency and habit? Stacy said, find what exercise works for you. Find something you actually enjoy doing. Exactly. Dancing, walking, running, biking, just get moving. The reason why I like Grow with Joy is because she has Afro beats, she has Christmas music, she has all kinds of, like, she had a Moana, not Moana, what's his name? What is that movie that the kids are raving about? We don't talk about Bruno. Um, Yasmin, you may not know. Encanto. She had an Encanto workout. I
Oh,
did it with my kids. Yeah, so definitely check her out. Again, I don't know her, but I love her so much. I'm fangirling here.
yeah.
Um, hey, BB said, I started really small a few months ago, 10 squats a day for a month. Then I started holding the position and leg rotations, kept going to create an alter routine, no gym. See, that's perfect. Well done, by the way. Um, and then Dahlia said she has a gym in her basement because she's tired of giving away money to a gym she never goes to. Another recommendation, Leslie Sansone's indoor walking program is awesome. I'm assuming she's here on YouTube. There's so many great workouts, short, easy workouts on YouTube that are actually effective. You do not need to lift 500 pounds to know you have worked out. Because I used to feel guilty, like, I'm not sweating profusely. This was not a good use of my time. This was not a good workout. But no,
I
it's
used to
okay
think
if you
that.
don't sweat.
Okay, so another idea for a goal and how you can break that down is personal development. And the key word here is personal. So only you know what kind of characteristics you would like to build for yourself. So you can try things like in focusing on focus.
Plus, focusing on your focus.
You can hone in on your focus, um, seeing how better ways you can focus on anything you want to focus more on. Positivity, that could be with affirmations. On our website, we have articles on financial affirmations that you should check out every week. They're pretty good. And it could be creativity. You want to focus on, you know, getting more creative in the year. And a lot of people think that creativity is for children, but it carries on with you even in adult.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like gluing macaroni on like paper. It's it's ideas for work for your team, things like that. So that's another area you can focus on and just break apart every month.
Mhm. I think as adults we lose creativity because life happens. People no longer have time for creativity. But what's so crazy is that creativity is what sometimes leads to inspiration to achieve your big goals or your dreams. But if we don't make time for creativity, how do we, a lot of times as adults we get caught up in this just cycle of the mundane because we don't give ourselves time to be creative. So that's definitely a really great point that you made. So we talked about finances, we talked about physical wellness, health. Now we're talking about personal development. So that's another category of goal setting that you want to look at, right, throughout the year. So you have your financial goals you're going to work on each month, you list them out. You have your physical and health goals you want to work out each month, list them out. So create your list of monthly goals in your categories. And then personal development, focus, mindfulness, maybe career, right? Maybe there's a skill for work you want to get, maybe improving your communication in a relationship. There's so many different personal development could even be tied to wanting to read more, wanting to learn how to swim, wanting to make time to glue macaroni on paper because you feel like it. It's fine. Please, you set it as a goal this month. I'm going to create 20 pages of glue macaroni. It's fine, right? But you want to make time for you. When you're able to develop yourself personally, you just thrive in all other aspects of your life. So that should definitely be a goal criteria for yourself. And Cindy and Sadie's channel says taking breaks for yourself, peace, mindfulness, protecting your mental health. Yes. Um, Sidebar, I just looked up Leslie Sansone and I love her workouts too. I have done these workouts. I used to have, I think she had stuff on DVD way back when. I could have sworn I had her DVDs, but if you like Leslie, you will love Grow with Joe. You will like her just as much. Same type of um, theme. Okay, so yeah, these are categories that we want to focus on so that we stay on top of our goals, right? The last thing you want to do is make a long list of 500 goals and then you don't know where to start, you don't know where to focus, or your goals get boring,
Mhm.
right? So shifting up what you focus on each month while the other things are running in the background helps you stay on top of goals. It's all about keeping your mind on what you're trying to accomplish, right? That whole idea of out of mind, out of sight, out of mind applies to your life as well, right? If you're not focused on something, if you're not prioritizing something, you're less likely to do the work it takes to achieve it because it's just not a priority. It's not top of mind. Yeah, I knew she had DVDs. Yes, I know I had some way back when.
And then the last category I wanted to mention is your well-being. And like personal development, creativity, folks may not or feel they may not have enough time to do these things, but they're very important because they tie into so much. They tie into a lot of aspects of our lives. So with well-being, you don't have to be active. You can focus on relaxing more, getting more quietness. So another example can be getting more sleep. You want to try meditation to see if that works for you, or hire out a chore that you dislike. That's my favorite. There's definitely chores that I would like to hire out someday. But this is all going towards your well-being. And like I said, it ties into many, many aspects of our lives.
Hmm. Dahlia just said a really great quote. She said, Henry Ford, who says, obstacles are those frightful things we see when we take our eyes off of our goals. So we're supposed to be looking at our goals and like, you know what, we get distracted, then we see all these scary things and then we forget all about our goals. That's such a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
But yes, your well-being, like if there's anything you prioritize every month, it is well-being. Like, this is the month that I have no patience for nonsense and nonsensical people. Honestly, you can prioritize that as a goal. You need to sleep, you need to rest.
Mm.
Listen, mental health, like you look at the news. Yesterday, I was depressed for no reason because I went on CNN.com and I saw somebody killed their wife, somebody shot somebody, something happened this way, the war there, this, that, this. There's so much bad news. Social media, bad news. Everywhere is bad news. You need to prioritize your mental wellness right now, like more so than ever, because if you're not mentally well, if you're not emotionally well, it's hard to prioritize finances, personal development, health. It's difficult. So it's so important. Like you have goals for your well-being, for your mental health. Like listen, I can't even stress it enough because it's
Mhm.
like an attack every day. It's like an attack every day, and in because there's just so much. Like even if you avoid social media, there's somebody in your house who's going to come and tell you, guess what terrible thing happened today, right? You hear it from coworkers, you just see it around. So definitely set those goals to prioritize your mental health, prayer, meditation, whichever one works for you. And then, like you said, hiring those chores out so you don't feel overwhelmed. It could be you have a cleaning lady. Maybe you can't afford the cleaning lady every month, but maybe every few months. It could be that you pay your sister to clean out your fridge. 'Cause it's true. You can't, you can't, or you do an exchange. I'll babysit for you. You clean my fridge for me, so you can go out on date night. That barter exchange. What
Mhm.
can you do to just give yourself a bit of peace at home? Because sometimes, right, you're home and it's just so many things you have to deal with at home. Especially if you have people who depend on you. You have a family. If you have pets, whatever it might be. So prioritizing your personal well-being is so important. Liz says, turn off the morning news. Toxic way to start days. I don't even watch news. It's my phone. It's this. It's this phone. And then Denise said she's a single empty nester. It has been so hard. That's something that I dread. Like my kids are still very young, but I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna leave and go to college. They're gonna go and live their lives. What's gonna happen to
Mhm.
Yeah, so again, it's prioritizing your wellness, finding things to occupy your time, finding things to keep you busy that make you feel happy, re-engaging with your friends, right? Because sometimes when you're in a relationship or you have kids, your friends in a way get deprioritized, right? Because you're focusing on this family that you're building. But if you're an empty nester, this is a great time to reignite those friendships and have fun, right? Have a good time. So yeah, so those are the key aspects we wanted to talk about in terms of like looking at each month and then categorizing your goals and then each month determining which category, which area of your categorized goals you're going to focus on so that every month you have something new and exciting to focus on while your other goals are continuing to churn in the background, right? So it's something that's really important so you don't lose motivation, you don't get uninspired, and you can work towards your goal and look back in 3 months and 6 months and be like, wow, I'm actually making progress. The last thing I will say is please do not hold yourself to any form of perfection. We're all human beings. We're going to make mistakes. Life is going to happen. We may not be as quick to achieve our goals as we want, and that's okay. Just be intentional and tell yourself you're going to keep going. And then, secondly, do not hold yourself to any comparison or status seeking. Listen, your only competition is you, right? Don't get into that. I feel like I've been having a lot of conversations with people right now who are comparing themselves to other people without even knowing they're comparing their chapter one to somebody else's chapter 10 without even knowing what that person has gone through in their lives. And if they knew, they wouldn't want it. So forget about comparison, focus on yourself. And there's one thing that I read that I actually believe is true is that if you're having a tough time, because sometimes things don't go as planned, compliment other people, say nice things to other people, and it helps to lift your mood even when you are not in that space of wanting to be happy. Like tell a stranger they look great, you like their hair, you like their shoes. Just that smile they give you can help you get past just like a difficult feeling. So
Mhm.
Liz said gratitude journal. Um, yeah, and then as you're working on your goals, as life is happening, there's no shame in seeking help. You need to talk to a financial planner. CFP.net has great resources. You need to talk to a therapist, a counselor, a best friend. Get the support and the help that you need so that you can continue to stay motivated and inspired towards your goals. It's so, 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 so important. So, yes, we are still talking about goal setting. It's only middle of January, and we're going to keep working through these goals throughout 2023. Remember, for those of you who joined that goal setting call, we said we are going to be intentional about choosing to prosper in 2023, and that's basically our word of the year. We're choosing to prosper, right? No matter what happens and no matter how we get derailed, whatever, we're going to keep taking those steps and making that progress. So, Yasmer, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, so the whole purpose of talking about goals is if you haven't set up a goal for yourself, it's just to get your mind started on that, especially if there's something that you want to work on. And yeah, just focus on stay focused. You can do this, and we're here to support.
Yeah, I just wanted to share some words of encouragement to Denise because she mentioned being an empty nester and being depressed. Someone gave some really great advice, like trying to grow food or herbs indoors, keeping yourself occupied. Sometimes when you're used to a situation for so long and things change, not because you wanted to change, because the change had to happen, it's difficult for you to do things differently, right? But I really want to encourage you and even challenge you to do stuff differently. Like, you're home alone now, but what can you do to make yourself happy on a daily basis? Things that you wish you wanted to do when you had kids or a partner at home, but you never had time for, and now you have the time. So, try them. Stacy said, "Kids leaving home. You'll be ready for them to leave Bola." I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Pray for me. Stacy said she's an empty nester. That people say it's so amazing. Your kids are gone out the heck out of your house. You can do. I'm not there yet. Maybe when they start eating me out of house at home. So, well, thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate you so much for being here. And we will talk to you next week. I think next week we're doing a Q&A.
Yes, we are.
So when you see the alert or when you see the alert for the live, you can leave your questions in the comments or just start to gather your questions. We're going to answer questions on personal finances, on business, on personal development. Um, Gather your questions. We're going to have a interactive conversation. So we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.